Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If y'all didn't know, it's a special week for a special someone. That's right, I'm turning 23 at the end of the week, and I'm not celebrating with just one day. I'm not content with celebrating with just one day. I'm pulling a Trina Vega, and I'm celebrating all week. One thing that I did want to do this week was kind of show to y'all what my top 10 favorite movies, TV shows, and video games were. And so, over the course of the next week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we'll be doing that, and today, we're doing TV shows. Now, before we go into it, I do have to tell you, this is my opinion. I'm not saying that these are definitively the 10 best TV shows. This is just my humble opinion. But let's get into it. Coming in at number 10, it's Big Time Rush. Growing up, I really loved Big Time Rush. I really loved not only the show itself, but also their music. Like, I seriously love their humor, and I'm kind of upset that the later seasons only got 13 episodes instead of the first two seasons, 26. Honestly, I do hope that they pull my collie and they do revive it, but I doubt that's gonna happen. But it's just something fun to think about. In number 9 is King of the Hill. Now, honestly, I'm happy that it's getting a reboot. My only thing with it being rebooted is that I hope that they don't suck it dry. But my whole thing with King of the Hill is that for an adult animated show, it's one, very grounded in reality, and two, it doesn't go to absurd and sick lengths that Family Guy goes to. The whole other thing about it is the absurdity of the characters, and especially when Hank's like the straight man in everything. Like, you have Bobby, who is he Hank's son? Don't theory, I know you covered it. But you also have Dale and even Peggy and Khan. All the characters are just super duper fun for me. Oh boy, coming in at number 8 is George Lopez, like the original George Lopez that used to air at Nick at Night. When it comes to George Lopez, I don't know why, but his absurd comedy is just so entertaining to me in the show. And again, this is one of those shows where it's like, I've seen the wiki and I've seen that they plan for a season 7, and I'm kind of interested now to see how a 7th season would have worked out. And the whole thing is how bizarre everything ends up in being in that show. Like, especially Benny. Benny's like the standout character to me for that. But then as Max grows up, oh my gosh, everybody just stands out. From Max to Carmen to Ernie, Benny, even George himself. Like, it's just a fun time, guys. Coming in at number 7 is Pokemon, and I mean like Pokemon as a whole. But at the very least, this is one of them that I know so thoroughly, and I've enjoyed seeing Ash's journey go on with all the traveling companions that he's had. And I've especially enjoyed this, not pardon the pun, but I've enjoyed this journey. And it's kind of sad to see that Ash is going to be leaving the anime soon. Pokemon has been a really awesome journey, and to be able to follow Ash on his journey for as long as we did, I am extremely grateful for that, because every aspect of it was so fun to enjoy. And even with arcs like the Diamond and Pearl arc, which Paul, standout rival, one of the best rivals ever, and XY, which had the best rendition of Ash, to Sun and Moon, seeing him become the Alola League champion. And now we have Journeys, and his journey is over. Like, I don't know how to feel about that. One thing I can say is that we will miss you, Ash Ketchum. Coming in at number 6 is iCarly, and when I say iCarly, I'm mostly talking about the old series, but at the same time, I'm also going to lump in the new series into this. I consider, I'm like, it's basically a revival. It's not like a reboot, like they're starting the continuity fresh. And at the same time, my rewatching of iCarly actually came from the fact that in the US, I don't have good cable, or rather, I can't afford cable. So I use stuff like Pluto TV, and because Nickelodeon has a Pluto TV based channel, they show iCarly on that a lot, and honestly, it was so good to revisit basically what was the internet's first web girl, in a sense. But the colorful situations that the cast of characters gets into is pretty fun and bizarre, and it's fun to see some of the bigger things like iPsycho and iShock America. And I'm calling out like only like the specials, but at the same time, you know, those are the ones you tend to remember the most. But it's also cool to have those heartfelt episodes, like even even I Goodbye and I Quit iCarly. And for some reason it draws me in, and I think it's because of the chemistry of the characters, as well as how absurd some of them could be, especially when it comes to characters like Sam and Spencer. And also I do miss Sam in the revival. I will say that the characters that they did get to replace Sam and Gibby, with Millicent and Harper, they're actually doing pretty good. So it's really cool to like come back to that. Alright, coming in at number 5 is Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. So, when I was talking about anime, this was one of the animes that I knew. And basically what happened was that I decided to binge watch Yu-Gi-Oh! So I watched the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Then I watched GX, Generation Next. And then I watched 5Ds. And 5Ds was the one that ended up sticking to me the most. I mean, like, if you want to clump the whole Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime into this, go for it. But 5Ds, for some reason, is the one that sticks out like a sore thumb to me because of how serious it is. And how grounded Yusei is as a character. Especially with the absurdity that... it's just awesome, like, all around. I'm gonna get a lot of eyes looking at me for this one. Don't judge. But number 4 is Miraculous Ladybug. And honestly, I feel like the whole thing about Miraculous is that I think it has to do a lot with the characters of the show. And I know that Marina and Adrian are great, like, protagonists. But for some reason, Gabriel is the character that I love the most in this series. And he's the first villain I've ever sympathized with. Even if in the 5th season, he seems to be, like, total power obsessed. And it's also how they keep revealing stuff within the series. And how the story keeps progressing. It's like as if they're giving each character proper progression. They're revealing aspects of the characters that are just so interesting to reveal. And the whole series is just fun. It knows when to be comical at times with Marinette, but at the same time it knows to be like completely serious with not only Ladybug, but also, well, he went from various names, but at this point, let's just say Monarch or Shadow Moth or Hawk Moth. You know who I mean. You know who I mean. And even seeing, like, the secondary antagonists in it, like Cookie and even now Lila Rossi, it's just so interesting. I can't wait to see how this season ends, because I've seen from what was revealed that this is supposed to be the end of, like, a whole arc, so I'm super excited for that. And coming in at number 3 is The Circle. Yes, a reality show is on this list. The Circle, for some reason, is the one that stands out, and it was because of the whole social media aspect. Like, I'm a huge social media junkie, and to see how it plays out is just so interesting to me. And also to see how they develop each season. It's like season 1 was so heartwarming, but then after you get to season 2 and it starts to be a little more brutal, and then they manage to strike that balance as we go into the later seasons. Now, I may be in the minority when I say this, but I do also love a lot of their twists that comes with it. And it's just so interesting how The Circle plays itself out. BTW Circle, I've auditioned, so why don't you put me on your show? Please. Now, everything before this could be interchangeable, but trust me, these last 2 have solidified themselves in their places that I'm calling them out in this ranking. And number 2 is Community. And honestly, the whole backstory for this was that in 2019, we saw Community on the Norwegian cruise line. And while I vlogged about that cruise, and if I remember, the link will be down in the description for that vlog. But Community was just so awesome. But they only played all the 6th season. So when I got like really into it, I decided to go and watch the whole series, but because I was so acclimated with season 6, I decided to watch it backwards for some reason. And I just ended up enjoying it more, and then after that, I watched it from season 1 to season 6. It was so awesome! And I don't even know where to begin with it, because all of their parody episodes are just so killer, especially ones that, in my opinion, seasons 2 and 3 had the best episodes that went to that, like, all the absurd situations that would happen, and especially when they had that habit of doing the paintball episodes. But to me, it's also like the characters. Oh my gosh, Abed is my favorite character in the entire series. Like, no joke, Danny Pudi nailed him so well, and I'm so stoked for the Community movie. My whole point is that, guys, this is the only show in this list that I would recommend to you, because in all honesty, it's so absurd, it's so funny, and it tailors to so many individuals, and it knows how to have fun with it. I know people say that season 4 gets a bad rap. It's the worst season because Dan Harmon wasn't on it. But even then, for some reason, I still enjoyed it. May not have been the best. That might have been the best of all seasons. But the show is still like top notch. I'm gonna get ready for hate comments after this. And you're gonna hate me for a reason why this one is number 1. It's Power Rangers. There, I said it! But the reason why Power Rangers is number 1 for me is because I've had a history with the series growing up. I was introduced to it at the age of 4. My introduction to it was through SPD. And I loved it. SPD actually is my favorite season. But barring that, I've enjoyed every aspect of Power Rangers, from the characters to the fight scenes to the villains that they created. And in my opinion, the Disney era still holds up as like one of the best eras of Power Rangers. And although it's gone like high, low, there's still a bunch of other seasons that I've quite enjoyed. From Time Force to Wild Force. I've already mentioned SPD, even Beast Morphers and Dino Charge. Dino Thunder, RPM. There's so much to this that I've enjoyed, and it's stuck as a quintessential part of my childhood. Because growing up, it wasn't the easiest thing for me. Like, I grew up in Scotland, and that was okay, that was fine, that was fun, that was my introduction to it. When I moved back, it was a struggle. And the whole thing about it was that series was still there, and I could enjoy, especially the heartfelt moments that they had. And they had such creative, amazing storytelling ways to go about doing it. That series is forever. That series is forever in my heart. And it's also like you could go back and it's the deep lore of it. That was the first time I ever understood lore before I was able to watch and enjoy Pokemon, and then Yu-Gi-Oh! Later. And it's so cool to me, you know? Power Rangers has always had a place in my heart, and say what you will, say that Community is better, but Power Rangers is my favorite because that series and Power Rangers has a history in my life. So that's why. Alright guys, and that's it. That's my top 10 TV shows in my entire life. Oh boy. I also decided that at the end of this video, or not at the end of this video, but sometime during this week, I'm also going to put out a blooper reel, because this actually had a lot of really absurd bloopers that I think y'all would love. Trust me. So guys, even though it's my birthday, this is my gift to you this week. We're going to be doing 5 videos throughout the week. I think 3 minimum, 5 maximum. And the only gift I ask from you, my viewers, is that you subscribe below. Thanks guys. See you all in the next one.